Hi, this is Mike from the Substream, and this is our guide to the Cannes Film Festival here in the Film Lab. The film business can be confusing enough on a local level, but when you add in the Byzantine workings and oddly named awards and puzzlingly organized sections of a French festival like Cannes, it can get downright baffling. Not that we'd ever really know, because we've never been or anything, but like with anything, it helps to know a little bit so that you can fake it until you make it. And also ABC, that stands for always be closing. And coffee is for closers too. First of all, Cannes is a market festival. Obviously it has a long, venerable artistic history, but its raison d'etre, if you will, is the marché du film, the film market. It's the biggest film market in the world, and every year, hundreds, if not thousands of films that you've never heard of, not directed by people like Quentin Tarantino or the guys at Pixar, screen for producers and distributors looking to pick up films that don't have distribution deals, including, oddly, a lot of porn. A lot of deals happen at Cannes, and that's kind of why it exists. In America, the important market festival is the Sundance Festival, at which all of the films that don't have distribution that were made outside of the studio system are bought and sold. A festival like the Toronto International Film Festival, for example, has no real market to speak of. It's what's known as a festival of festivals. In fact, it used to call itself that, as it takes films from other festivals around the world, the kind of best of the best or cream of the crop, and then shows those. A lot of those films at places like TIFF already have distribution, which is different from the majority. Anyways, I'm getting, okay. Anyway, Cannes. It happens every year around this time on the beach in the Mediterranean, where it's very sunny and very nice, and it's very full of attractive people. And every year, its main section is the films that are in competition, of which there are 20. This year there are films by Quentin Tarantino, Ken Loach, Ang Lee, Jane Campion, among others, and all of those films compete for the big first prize, the Palme d'Or. Not to be confused with the Grand Prix, which is like second place, or the jury prize, which I guess is like bronze. The jury, which decides everything at Cannes, all the awards and stuff, also awards a special prize called the Camera d'Or, which they award to the best first feature film. And it can award that prize to a film that's in competition or that's in one of two separate independent sections that are kind of part of the festival but kind of not. They happen at the same time, but they're not the same organizations. And that's the Director's Fortnight, which is kind of like a relaxed version of Cannes, and the International Critics Week. And both of those organizations, those sections, are dedicated to showing the work of young, up-and-coming, or cutting-edge directors, or guys like Francis Ford Coppola, who got mad because they didn't want to let his film be part of the in-competition films in Cannes because it technically wasn't finished. So he got mad and said he wanted to have his film, Tetro, in the Director's Fortnight instead. Every year, Cannes also screens 20 films that are audacious and international in a section called Un Certain Regard. And those all compete for a prize called the Prix Un Certain Regard, although Cannes has had a history of awarding a whole bunch of weirdly named prizes that I think they kind of make up on the spot to films from that section. It also screens a whole bunch of movies out of competition and a whole bunch of special screenings like Up from Pixar, which opened the festival. And I think Sam Raimi's Drag Me Down to Hell is also a special screening this year. It also screens a whole bunch of short films in two separate sections. Now, if you're just a dude or a dudette, French or otherwise, that wants to walk in and see these movies, you're kind of screwed. There are, I think, actually tickets for the public, but they're impossible to come by. And even if you're an accredited festival goer, they're really anal about what kind of accreditation you have and what you can see and what you can't, where you can go and where you can't. The best way to get in to see the movies is to have a film in the festival yourself. And to do that, you need to send a copy of your film on VHS to the festival along with a check for €25, or be named Quentin Tarantino. Remember, your film has to be less than 15 minutes, including credits if it's a short, or longer than an hour if it's a feature. It can't have distribution anywhere than inside your home country, and it has to be a premiere. Cannes doesn't want any, hand-me-downs. It wants only the good stuff, only the never-before-seen stuff. And if you want to ship them a 35mm print of your film for them to consider, just have it shipped to 15 Boulevard de la Mouette, ZI de la Mouette, 95140 Garges les Gonesse, France. And just mention to them when you ship it to them on the phone that it's for the Cannes Film Festival, and they'll apparently take care of the rest.